The 49ers and their fans are having a very, very bad week, and Jalen Carter just made it worse. And I'm going to do something I normally don't do, but I'm going to apologize to Nick Sirianni. Dallas still stinks. Yo, by the way, Dingbat here. Hope everybody's having a great day. Hope you guys are doing well. Hope you're hanging in there. You know, the 49ers and their fans are having a very, very tough week, especially after losing the Super Bowl. And I really don't know what they thought was going to happen. Did they think they were going to get credit for going into overtime? Did they think that people were going to pat them on the back and say, hey, great job, good going over here? It wasn't going to happen. Everybody, Eagle fans, teams of other fans, Kansas City fans, Kansas City players, everybody remembers all the crap that was talked by the 49er players and their fans last year. And they have to just deal with it. They have to take their medicine because what goes around comes around. We dealt with it last year. Now they've got to deal with it. And Jalen Carter has just taken this thing to the next level. It's absolutely crazy what we're talking about here. And we're going to get into it in a second. But before we do that, I have to say this. My fellow Eagle fans out there, you bleed green, I love you to death. You're the best. And I am so proud of you. I am so proud of you because of this statistic that showed up. And I was saying, yeah, that's my guys. That's my guys. They did a thing where they had the drunkest NFL fan bases, okay, based on blood alcohol content readings. Do you know who was number one? It wasn't the Eagles, baby. The Eagles weren't even in the top half, which makes me proud. Just shows you we don't need alcohol to get fired up to watch our team play. We don't need anything. We do it naturally. But the Titans and their fans are the drunkest fans in the league. Now, when you stink, I think it's pretty easy to be, a drunkard, I guess. I don't know. I'm not a big drinker, to be honest with you. I don't like alcohol like I used to. It's weird. The older I get, the harder it is for me to drink. Like, I could have a beer and I'll get just a massive headache. Even a glass of wine with like spaghetti or something. I get a massive headache to the point where it's like I don't even want to drink. So I will on occasion, with the right situation, drink, but it's not very often. I don't think I've had anything, it's probably, or at least 6-7 months, maybe closer to a year. But it's just, I had something when I was in the Outer Banks in June. But anyways, who cares about me? But here's the fan bases, right? The Eagles, they're on the bottom half, okay? You got the Titans and the Colts, the Saints, the Packers, Raiders, Buccaneers, Seahawks, Broncos, Panthers, Bengals, Cowboys. And what's funny about the Cowboys is, if you look at all the teams before them, none of those teams really were legitimate Super Bowl contenders. So you can understand why their fans are drinking. I mean, the Bengals are drinking they lose their quarterback, they're drinking their problems away. The Titans stink, they're drinking their problems away. The Colts lose their quarterback, they're drinking the problems away. Packers, what are they going to do? It's cold outside. They don't even want to go out. Raiders are in Las Vegas. The Buccaneers, they just sit on a boat and drink all day. What do those people do out there? But when you look at actual Super Bowl contenders, the biggest drunkards in the world are the Cowboy fans. So when it comes to teams that actually had legitimate chances to win, the Cowboys, being Super Bowl contenders, as they call them, they're the biggest drunkards. Not surprised at all. But if you look at the rest of it, I'm very proud of my Eagle fans for this. I am. We're in the bottom half. I mean, we're behind the 49ers. We're behind Washington. Let's see where the Giants are. The Giants are down there at the bottom too, but they live in like a communist area. They probably can't get alcohol without showing 3 forms of ID and paying extra taxes. It's probably like $15 for a beer out there in communist New York. So who knows? But yeah, the Chiefs are the second lowest, and the Jets, those people just gave up. They've gone to the heavy drugs, I think. But the Chiefs, I mean, they win a lot. What do they? They don't have to drink that much. And like I said, the Jets, I think they just went to harder stuff. But I'm very proud of the Eagle fans for this. We get a lot of bad rap. And you know what? Congratulations, Eagle fans, on not being, the most drunken or even the top half of the most drunk fans in the NFL. They can't come at us for that. And they'll never give us credit for it either. Now, I want to talk about this John Feliciano dude, right? Him and Carter are going at it. Him and Jalen Carter. And this is really, it's a touchy situation in a lot of respects. But basically what happened, Dov Kleeman wrote this, the Pound 49ers offensive lineman John Feliciano blames fellow teammate Spencer Buford for missing a block on Chris Jones in overtime. Then he apologized and he blamed it on being hungover. So you see, drunkest fans, drunkest players in the NFL. So he blamed it on being hungover. Now, why do I care about that? I really don't care. The only reason I care about it is because of the response by Jalen Carter. This is what he wrote after that was posted. He said, "Same dude who spoke on my dead teammate and the reason I was emotional during our game, shaking my head." All right? Amid backlash from another incident, Jalen Carter says Pound 49ers offensive lineman John Feliciano spoke on Jalen's dead teammate during the Week 13 matchup, which led to him being emotional at the end of the game. Listen, I get talking crap. Okay, you could talk crap. It is what it is. But you go, that's a cheap shot. Like, that's a cheap shot. You don't have to go there. You don't bring up somebody's dead friend. I'm sorry. That is just absolutely 100% classless. It's absolutely classless. And if he actually said it, which he doesn't deny saying it, he said he felt bad and he thought about apologizing, but he didn't. It's bad, Instead, Jonathan Feliciano, he came back and this is what he said. He said that Jalen Carter said to him, okay, and this thing just keeps getting worse and worse. John Feliciano responds by saying Jalen Carter threatened to murder him. All right, he said, quote, "Dude told me he was going to murder me and my kids, would never see me again 3 times because I was laughing at him after getting a flag. I said, I believe you got a body." Then he continued for weeks posting my fam and reaching out to my friends. So he's basically saying Carter threatened him with death and all this stuff. He then posted a picture that Carter sent him of him with his kids. I'm not going to post it because I'm not posting any images of children like that in that way. But Carter did respond to him and what he said about Carter, threatening to kill him. Carter said this, "I'm trying to be the best ever. Some people just trying to not get traded. It's because he already sees people calling me murderer. So he's just going to keep that going. No, y'all going to love it. I can't beat that if you got fans on your side. Then you're right, I guess." And then he says that he still must be drunk. So it's a crazy situation. Obviously, if Jalen Carter threatened to kill him, that's not good. That's not good. Some people are saying, well, they threatened to kill his kids. I didn't see that. What I saw was he said that your kids will never see you again. But listen, Jalen Carter, why would Jalen Carter, let's be honest, why would Jalen Carter say something like that? Why would he be so emotional? Because you were talking about killing his friend dying. You were calling him a murderer probably for his friend. And there are people out there that believe it. That got under Jalen Carter's skin. I mean, that bothered him, and he was an emotional wreck. I could see a situation where a guy out of anger would say something like that in response. Well, I'm going to kill you. Yeah, I mean, that could possibly happen. I'm not saying it did. I'm not saying it didn't. But it's an ugly situation nonetheless. But it shows us why Jalen Carter was so upset and why he was so mad. And I don't think it's right to threaten to kill anybody in any situation. All right, let me just put that out there. I don't. But I understand how somebody could get so angry that they're going to try to one-up you. People do that all the time. Somebody says something and it really hurts them and it cuts them deep. And then the person, the way they handle it is to try to say something to hurt them worse. And obviously that looks like what was going on. As far as him saying Jalen Carter was texting his family team, I don't know anything about all that. He says, John Feliciano says that he sent the things to the NFL. We never heard of anything about it. There were never any fines about it. But clearly, Jalen Carter was upset and emotional. And the one thing I can say is this. Jalen Carter, he's a kid. He's young. And he has a lot of growing up to do. And he's definitely got to be better about certain things. I wouldn't have even responded about this guy. If I was Carter, he shouldn't even posted and started this, because it's just going to make everything worse. But that's what's happening. The 49ers are having a very bad week. They lost. And now people are ripping them in so many different ways. And that's because of all the crap that the players talked and the fans talked. So to me, it's just like, if you're a fan and I see fans saying they hate the Eagle fans and stuff, you've got to take your medicine, because you did exactly what is happening to you right now. You did that tenfold last year. So to me, it's a horrible thing. But I honestly hate that he said that to Jalen Carter. And I hate that if Jalen Carter said he was going to kill him, I hate that. I hate that stuff. That's overboard, okay? But it is what it is at the end of the day. And hopefully Carter will move on, have a great career, and just keep going. Just keep focusing on being the best you can be. Because Jalen Carter, he can be that great. He really can. He's just got to keep it going. Now, the other thing I want to say right now is I want to apologize. I want to apologize to Nick Sirianni. I do. I apologize to Nick Sirianni. And I'm not apologizing because I think he should have stayed. He should have gotten fired. I still think if I were the Eagles, I probably would have removed him. I'm not apologizing because I don't think he had responsibility in what happened. He was very responsible for a lot of things going on. But the one thing I did accuse him of, and I said, was that the team quit on him. The team didn't play for him, and that he lost the locker room. I don't think that's the case anymore. I think we're seeing enough evidence that it tells me that it wasn't Nick Sirianni. He was trying to keep things together the best he could. And so I apologize for saying that was all Nick Sirianni, because it wasn't. The players didn't quit on him. The players said that they didn't quit on him. Now we're hearing things about Sean Desai and his relationship with the players. He was very headstrong. He didn't relate to his players very well. You had the cornerbacks. They didn't want to talk to him. Hassan Reddick didn't even bother talking to him. And basically, Nick Sirianni fired Sean Desai because he was trying to save the season. He was trying to do the best he could. It's a tough situation. So I don't think Nick Sirianni lost the locker room. And that's a good sign going into the season. I think it was the offensive and defensive coordinators that lost the locker room. And that is where they didn't have confidence. Now, Nick Sirianni stayed. And I still probably would have changed the whole coaching staff because of such a historical collapse. But now that you got a new offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, new positional coaches, the players are still going to play for Nick Sirianni. And maybe this thing isn't quite as bad going forward as we want. So I apologize for saying that Nick Sirianni lost the locker room when clearly he didn't. He was trying to save the locker room. He is still responsible for, in my opinion, for a lot of the collapse because he's the head coach. He's got to take that responsibility. But going forward, I don't think it's as bad or as dire as I felt, because now we're really seeing things are coming out that tells us Nick Sirianni wasn't the reason why the team quit this season. It was not him. He was trying to save it. So I apologize to my cannoli-eating coach, Nick Sirianni. Now you got new coordinators. Let's go get this thing back. Let's get a great offseason. With that said, take care. Talk to you later. Of course, don't be a dingbat. Remember, it's Howie Vision. We're all just living in it. I feel like this was a heavy video, you know, talking a lot of crazy stuff. So let's make this post-credit scene. Let's make it a little bit happier. Let's get this week going, even though it's the middle of the week. Let's get it going with a little cowboy meltdown. Denzel Washington out.
Come on, guys.
2 minutes to go. You have plenty of time.
Come on.
Oh, shit! Dad! No!
It's over! It's over! This game is over! Cut it off, it's over!
Fuck.
Congratulations, Green Bay! Congratulations, Green Bay! Congratulations, Green Bay!
I said run the ball.
Congratulations, Green Bay! Dak Prescott, you need to be fired today! That was on you, Dak! That was on you, Dak! That was on you, Dak!
I said run the ball.
That was on Dak Prescott! Trying to defend the CeeDee Lamb! Trying to defend the CeeDee Lamb! You tried to defend the CeeDee Lamb! You got to give it to CeeDee Lamb! God! It's over! It's over, Dak! Put Trey Lance in the game. Trey Lance can't do worse than you.
I'm an idiot because I buy into this shit. I buy into this shit. Because here's the thing. I am a grown-ass man. And I talk the talk. It is killing me.
I feel it coming. I feel like it's going to take Jerry Jones taking. Cut it off. It's over.